The world is going through a real shift, a kind of rebirth. Do you feel it? You may be experiencing it in your life as some sudden changes, some sort of turmoil. It feels like some things are falling apart. I'm certainly experiencing some big changes in my life, and I know during this time, getting prepared for upcoming transformational changes that are happening universally is really important. So today, let's see how we can align ourselves with the changes that are happening and get the best out of them and let our desires in. I think this whole wave of change has come in response to us humans wanting a change in our personal lives and in the society level. But every time that we have been asking for a change, something happened through which universe showed us that we are not ready for that change yet. This may have been very disappointing for many, but if we accept that we weren't ready, then we can find ways or take steps toward getting ready and experience extraordinary positive changes. So the very first step to get ready is to accept that we were not ready before. We were or we still are carrying some old habitual patterns that are not aligned with these positive changes. And now it is time to let go of those old patterns and stop clinging to things inside and outside of us that don't serve those extraordinary positive changes. During this time, we may feel confused or even overwhelmed with all that is happening. And sometimes we feel that way because of the things we expected to happen and are not happening. We need to honor whatever we feel and be compassionate toward ourselves more than ever. As I go through these changes, I soothe myself with saying, it's only change. It's only change and nothing real is lost. So share in the comments if you have been feeling that way, if you have been feeling confused or overwhelmed. You may receive some support from others. If you have been feeling stuck, you may have had some old patterns of thinking and feeling that you haven't let go of them. And they have been manifesting in your life as repetitive external circumstances. Be willing to let go of them and let the universe to guide you to your true purpose. One of my old patterns has been lack of trust in the universe to bring about what I have been asking for. Now I am asked to face this old wound, understand how it came about and release it. This needs a moment-to-moment awareness and choosing to trust in each moment, even when my ego creeps back in to show me all the evidence why I shouldn't trust the universe. You guessed it right. The next step in getting prepared for positive changes that are coming is practicing trust. It is funny that our ego tries so hard to show us all the time that things went wrong, or it is saying to us, see, the universe didn't deliver at that time, the universe didn't deliver again at that time. But it does that because it wants to show us that we are abandoned. There is no support out there for us. And that results in thinking that the world is an unsafe place or even a dangerous place. Practice trust. Remind yourself of all the times that things did work out, even though you thought they wouldn't. I think I'm going to every night write one occasion that things worked out, even though I thought that they wouldn't. When big changes are coming, everything speeds up. It's like catching a wave. You either catch it and surf beautifully or you miss out. So it's really important during this time, no matter how hard it is, to see this period as an opportunity for deep transformation. You may be asked to finally let go of your fear and open yourself up to infinite possibilities. The question is, will you do it? This period may be a pivotal time in your life. To me, it feels that some old generational patterns that are rooted in fear are being taken out. It is not easy because I have resistance. But we may fall, we may stumble and fall, again, get up and continue. But what I know is that our willingness and along with the help of the universe will get us there. As we go through these changes, our inner being will constantly be inviting us to embrace the change and let go of the old. But if we are not present and aware, we might miss out on that invitation. So it's really important during this time to become more aware, more quiet, to be able to hear our inner voice, then take the next step following our inner voice's guidance. Without this inner guidance, the path may seem uncomfortable or even scary. During this time, we get to let go of our limited human perspective. Many of us have been asking for positive changes but haven't been able to expand our limits to possibilities that each moment has. Not that we don't want to, our mind is simply not capable of doing that. It always works within the limits. What limits? The limits that are defined based on our past experiences. So even when we visualize the outcome that we want, we still think in those limits. And maybe that limited perspective is not what universe wants for us and is asking us to let go of those old perspectives and surrender to a higher limitless perspective. As soon as we surrender, we receive some insights that we never considered before. Now it feels like we live in another level of being. Surrendering to a higher perspective isn't about resignation. It isn't about giving up on our desires. It isn't about not doing anything to change the situation. It is about acceptance. It is about receiving limitless guidance to change the situation. It is about surrendered action. In this state, we act not from fear, but this time we act from faith. And faith is a deep knowing that the universe is supporting and guiding us through this process. This surrender feels like hearing the whisper of the universe, let go, we have got this. Change can often bring uncertainty, stress, and even a feeling of self-doubt. So during this time, self-care practices like meditation, quality sleep, and good nutrition can help us to ground ourselves. Also during this time, it's very important to treat ourselves with compassion, which means with understanding and kindness. Change is sometimes challenging because the people around us may not choose to go through these changes with us. This makes us feel lonely, but we need to remind ourselves that we are not alone in these changes. We are not alone in this process, and higher powers are working with us. During such time, it's really important to set our boundaries while we understand others who may not be ready for the changes we are experiencing. Being compassionate toward others doesn't mean that we need to let go of our boundaries. It means that we understand others, we don't judge them, but at the same time, we love ourselves enough to go through this process while protecting our energy, and we stay true to ourselves in spite of their disapproval. Allowing the change to unfold without resistance during this time is really important. It helps us experience a sense of ease and flow in our lives. Resistance to change often comes from fear of the unknown, or it comes from our attachment to familiar patterns, routines, and identities. But we need to understand that change is an inevitable part of life, and resisting change can bring about a stress, frustration, and stagnation. Embracing change or allowing the change to unfold means looking at what is coming with wonder, curiosity, or even excitement. By releasing resistance and surrendering to the flow of change, we transform to a better version of ourselves, and we allow all the inner work that we have done by now come together. While during this time we may experience emotional turbulence, it is important to remind ourselves that this wave of emotions will pass if we fully allow it. When we fully allow these emotions to be, we open ourselves up to experiencing a serene state of being. In this state, we become aware of the divine wisdom within us, and we allow it to flow with clarity into our life. I wish you a truly smooth transition during this time of change. If this video helped you in any way, kindly share and like it. Until next time.